Welcome to the Now, everybody. I'm Steve Shamras. Some troubling public health news in the city of Milwaukee shows an increase in new cases of HIV and syphilis, including an infant back in 2017. That's why the Milwaukee Health Department launched a commute campaign with MCTS to raise awareness about sexually transmitted diseases. Lauren Winfrey has more.
Free, confidential STD testing near you.
In just a few days, you may start to hear this public service announcement while riding on a Milwaukee County Transit bus.
If someone is on a bus and they hear this message, we'd like to hope that if it resonates with them, they take that next step.
It's a new commuter ad campaign the Milwaukee Health Department launched in partnership with MCTS to raise awareness about sexually transmitted diseases. And Brendan Conway with the transit system anticipates the ad reaching thousands of commuters.
This was a big push. Some of the times of the day would reach a lot of people, like in the morning commuters, the afternoon commuters. My guess is that this is going to reach tens of thousands of people.
In a tweet, the health department confirms there has been an increase in new cases of HIV and syphilis, including infants in 2017. This is something Elizabeth Tatum, a Milwaukee mother, says she finds troubling, and she hopes the city does more to create awareness about the seriousness of STDs.
Sex is a serious thing, and if you're going to do something that serious, you definitely need to protect yourself.
And that ad will start playing on county buses as early as Sunday. Reporting outside of MCTS, Lauren Winfrey, today's TMJ4.
In a statement from Milwaukee Public Schools, they say they were informed of an increase in sexually transmitted infections in 15 to 25-year-olds. Since the schools have a lot of kids in that 15 to 18 age group, they are working closely with the health department on preventing STDs. Believe it or not, Wisconsin is not the drunkest state in the nation. We're number 2. Badger State beaten out by North Dakota. That's according to a new study from 24/7 Wall Street. We have the full list at our website, tmj4.com. In a crowded field of candidates for governor, one woman may end up standing out for what she did in her first campaign video. Kelda Roys released this video yesterday where she's briefly seen breastfeeding her 4-month-old baby. The ad focuses on Wisconsin's ban of BPA and Roy's role in that legislation. She says while filming, her daughter just needed to eat, so she kept going.
This is real life, you know. I think so often women who run for office feel like they can only present a certain side of themselves, to be taken seriously. But it's 2018, and I feel like the fact that I'm a mother just shows that I have an even greater motivation.
Roys is one of 17 Democratic candidates for governor. Since so many candidates are unknown, well, they all stopped by UWM to talk with students. The university hosting a speed dating style forum last night. Candidates go table to table. They introduced themselves, took some questions, gave some answers. Now to Brian with some answers.
Steve, I hope you enjoyed the day today. Sunny, light wind, a little cool. Temperatures running about 5 degrees below normal. We should be close to 40 this time of the year. 37 Milwaukee, mid-30s inland. That sun felt great. And once the sun sets this evening, heading out to movies, fish fries, whatever, temperatures staying in the upper 20s by 10, 11 o'clock. And by morning, we're looking for a temperature right around 27 degrees. The weekend looking pretty nice, Steve. We'll have more of that coming up.
All right, Brian, thank you so much. We have a traffic alert to help you plan your way to work next week. Starting Monday, westbound I-794 exit ramp at Milwaukee Street closed for 2 weeks. Those closures related to track construction for the Milwaukee streetcar line. If you typically drive I-94 in Kenosha-Racine counties, we have some traffic alerts for you as well. Road work between County G in Racine County and Highway 42 in Kenosha County, well, that started today. We'll keep you updated on this traffic situation over the next few months. Chris, what's going on today?
A new update now on the battle against breast cancer. Before, you'd have to go to a doctor's office to screen for the disease. Now, for the first time, the FDA approved a test that will allow you to do that right at home. The Now's Kamasi Aaron, you've been looking into this. It's fascinating stuff, but how's it work?
It's a simple saliva test done by the company 23andMe, and their current kits come in a box like this. On the surface, it seems like a really great idea, but some health professionals have concerns. One I talked with said if the result is negative, it can give people this false sense of security because the test only checks for certain DNA mutations. And if it's positive, it can be hard for people to know what to do next without professional help. So the tests made by 23andMe, they usually help people trace their ancestry and genetics. But now this test is going to help people check their cancer risk right from their home. So the test is going to check for 3 DNA mutations, and the FDA raised some concerns about that. That's because there are more than 1,000 known DNA mutations, and the 3 detected in this test are not the most common mutations in the general population. Now, the FDA says a negative test result does not rule out the possibility of a person carrying a mutation that could increase their risk of breast cancer. So the FDA, Chris, is also saying that this should not be a substitute for seeing your doctor, doing those cancer screenings and things like that, and it definitely should not be a basis on deciding what treatment to get.
Yeah, fascinating stuff about important stuff to remember there as well. Kamasi, thank you. All right, well, from dirty syringes to equipment shortages that put the health of patients at risk, there's a new report out today that says the man in charge of the Department of Veterans Affairs has done nothing to fix ongoing problems. And not only that, it says that he's known about it for years. An internal watchdog investigation found failed leadership and a climate of complacency at the VA, and it says that Secretary David Shulkin, who is also a top VA official under the Obama administration, has known of, quote, serious, persistent deficiencies in the agency. Well, still, we have a lot to talk about on this Wednesday afternoon. We have that warning about the fake items that sold on the internet. Now, you might be getting tricked and you might not even know it. And our investigative team is going to show you how to spot a fake. You are watching The Now.
Potatoes, onions, those can be kept in a dark place like the pantry. When it comes to the refrigerator, where do you keep your items? Because this is a game changer. Milk, dairy, yogurt should all be kept on the top shelf because that's where the temperature is most constant. When it comes to storing eggs in the door, that is a no-no. The door is actually the warmest place of a fridge. Do you throw away the bags that you put your vegetables in at the store? It's best you actually keep them in there and then throw them in the crisper drawer. Also, when it comes to your vegetables, don't rinse them before you store them. That'll actually have them go bad faster. Now on to meat and fish. Fish keeps in the refrigerator for 2 days. When it comes to meat, it keeps for 4 days in the refrigerator. If you're wondering where to put them, bottom shelf. That is the coldest place in the fridge. If you're not eating your protein this week, well, just know if you're going to put your meat in the freezer, it only lasts 6 months and your fish only lasts 3. Oh, and I can't forget leftovers. 3 to 4 days they'll last in your refrigerator. For The Now, I'm Annie Taylor.
All right, Annie, thank you. Well, we want to turn to this story here. Have you heard about this? The daycare workers who were arrested for giving melatonin, which is a sleep aid, to children. Now, we want to know more about the dangers, but first let's get you caught up on this case. The daycare's owner in Chicago found a bottle of melatonin gummy bears and called police when she realized that 3 of her workers had been giving them to 2-year-olds at nap time. Parents were immediately notified, and the 3, as you see them right here on your screen, arrested for child endangerment. So we wanted to know, is melatonin safe for kids? Well, it all comes in different sorts of forms, and melatonin, it goes in milligrams from 1 all the way up to 10. We're talking pills, liquid, gummies. All the gummy bottles that we found, they're labeled adult. Now, when it comes to kids and melatonin, the short answer is it's probably safe, but we really don't know for sure because it hasn't been studied in depth. We do know that it helps kids go to sleep faster, but it may not keep them asleep. Now, a lot of sleep specialists consider melatonin safe for occasional short-term use, but the bigger discussion is why adults feel the need to give a child melatonin. Regardless, you absolutely have to talk to your doctor first because it's not appropriate for certain ages and you would need their dosage and brand recommendations. All right, coming up next in our lineup, Target wants to make minimum wage jobs more competitive. It just announced that it's upping its pay this spring, stealing workers from other retailers. We've been talking to Target about what you should do if you want to get one of those jobs. You're watching The Now. All right, welcome back to The Now. I'm Chris Stewart. Annie Taylor joining us right now. We're talking about Target's big announcement this week that they're upping their minimum wage to $12 an hour this spring. And you've been talking to Target. What are they saying about this?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty exciting, but Target is where it's at when it comes to jobs. Yes, it is. When they announced they're going to be paying sales associates $12 an hour by this spring, that makes them one of the highest paying big name retailers. I actually spoke with Target this morning on the phone, and they say their biggest competitor is Walmart, who pays their employees is $11 an hour starting out. So with their pay increase, they're hoping that Walmart employees will hop over to Target to start working. Now, if $12 an hour sounds pretty good to you, you'll want to apply for a position now because it's starting to get really competitive, especially during the holidays. Oh, and by the way, 2020, Target, they are actually increasing that $12 minimum wage to $15.
Oh,
so
hey.
it's only going to get more and more competitive. That's only 2 years away.
Yeah, only 2 years away. Target is where it's at. All right, let's take a look at what's coming up tomorrow here on The Now. We're taking you inside this nondescript lab where they're working on something really amazing. Take a look at this. May not look like much, but it could not only change the way robots are made, it could one day change how prosthetics on people work as well. That is tomorrow, right here, only on The Now.
This little girl should be up for adoption later this month. A 1-year-old kitty cat brought to the Wisconsin Humane Society Ozaki campus back in February. Somebody found her in a dryer vent. Cats will do that. Appropriately, they named the kitty Maytag. Suffered serious burns, though, to her head, ears, and legs. She is recovering well, and she will have a good forever home probably real soon. And she likes to get scratched right there.
I like the little cast. That's cute.
There.
Where?
Right there. Hey, Brian, it's the weekend.
Great weekend, plenty of sunshine. We're looking for more sun on Saturday than Sunday. Temperatures near 40, a little bit warmer inland. Could see a few flurries Saturday night.
If you scratch me in the right spot, I do that myself. Thanks for joining us, everybody, for The Now. We'll see you later.